Hey guys, we're awesomevdxreviews.com. Today we're going to show you our video preview of the Zeno. This is actually an acne removing product. It's a very interesting concept. It's definitely for people who have occasional acne problems rather than someone who has a lot of acne or are developing acne due to adolescence or something like that. And I say that because it's a very expensive device, but it's also exciting because it isn't like acne cream or anything. It's like an electronic gadget. It actually runs on batteries. You need to charge it with a lithium ion battery, and it's actually going to cost you $150 out of the box for the typical regular Zeno medical acne treatment version. So it is quite expensive of an investment right out of the box, and there's also other pitfalls down the road that we're going to talk about. The box is pretty generic. It's very grayish, and opening up, you'll just see your device itself. It kind of looks like a perfume box, but it also looks like one of those expensive Nokia carbon art cell phones which glides in and out, and it's overall it's a very fancy looking device. It looks really nice and glossy. It just says, congratulations, you're now the owner of Zeno, the revolutionary technologically advanced and clinically proven medical device for treating individual acne pimples. And it's true, it actually is clinically proven, but it's unique because it's probably the only real company out there that's making these, other than some third-party companies from China and the like, which you don't necessarily want to really invest into or try. But this is one of the only clinically proven and also reliable, I guess, companies and larger companies out there that's actually going to try something like this, which is actually pretty interesting. Lifting up this tube over here, you also have the carrying case inside, which I have removed for the moment, but you also have basically the charger. You can see this is a proprietary charger. It just sticks onto the port. It's easy to travel with, but again, it's a very long tip, so I'm a little bit worried about the longevity of this product and how it might cope up over time with something so delicate. But anyways, it pokes into this hole by pressing into it, and then it shows you that it's connected and it's going to start charging. One charge actually lasts for quite a long time. It's going to give you I would say around 30 pimple removals before you need to charge it again if you use it occasionally and not too much. But that's pretty much it in terms of box content. Again, for $150, it's quite expensive. Now let's explain about what this product really is. It uses heat technology to remove acne and bacteria that grows on your individual acne. So what's happening when you have the acne is actually you have an infection in your skin because of bacteria and other microbial growth what's going on inside. In order to remove this, you can actually heat up the pimples, and it's actually going to go into the skin and actually kill off all of the bacteria and the ooze and the gus inside, and to remove any prevent any further infection from happening. But Zeno actually doesn't say this, but if you dive into it, it doesn't work with every type of acne. Like, for example, if you have blackheads, which is hugely common around the nose and other very common around teenagers and other people, this will not work for you. It's not for blackheads or whiteheads, or for that matter, it's for those typical and standard acne infections which are red and they might ooze or might bleed, that are larger and more direct, kind of like chickenpox, but they're the acne that you see in commercials and kind of stuff like that. It doesn't work with every type of acne, like namely, again, blackheads. This is very specific. If you use it wrong, it won't do anything and might actually do more damage, which is unfortunate. But when it actually works, this product is actually quite amazing, I have to say. You basically apply this by taking this device off, and you can see that this is a metal tip on the top. Turning the device on, it actually starts heating the tip up to a very moderate temperature, and then it's going to beep, allowing you to know that it's fully heated and ready to go. Then you press the heated part onto your acne, and then you hold it for around 2 minutes and 30 seconds while a computer inside this device analyzes your skin temperature, so it adjusts the temperature according to how much it thinks how much infection is in there, and then it's going to do a complete cleaning, and sometimes it's going to take a little bit longer, sometimes it's going to take a little shorter, until it kills off basically, or has removed a lot of the bacteria inside that individual acne, and then you can take it off. Again, it's a very moderate temperature if you actually look at statistics, but on your skin it actually is quite hot. For the most part, it isn't too painful, but occasionally if it's a little bit oozing, it might get a little bit difficult sometimes to put it on there and concentrate for 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Also, your arm can get a little bit sore from holding this up to your face for 2 minutes and 30 seconds without moving. But overall, it's very intuitive. The computer pretty much does everything. It tells you, it adjusts the heat, it tells you when it's done, when to break, and every stuff like that. Turning the device on is easy, and all these 2 buttons are backlit, and there's indicators down here that tell you how many more individual acne you can pop before it goes out. And this comes to the biggest disappointment of this device for me. Out of the box, this device only works 80 times. That's right, you can only pop 80 acnes, and not really, I guess, 80. It's less than that, because if you're thinking about it, it's recommended by Zeno that for each acne, in order to completely cleanse it out, you use it once, 3 times daily. And if you consider that, then you don't get a lot of chances to use if you have a lot of acne on your face. It's for very minor acnes, and for people who don't grow a lot of acnes but has that occasional one you want to take off your face. And I guess this definitely is a lot faster, and it works a lot more effectively, and it's more obvious that the change is going to occur if used correctly than any acne lotion, because the reflex starts setting in around 2 hours after you use this. And I did notice that when I had an acne, started using this around 1 hour in, it got considerably smaller, and it also felt a lot drier. Like sometimes you have acne, and you press on your acne, it actually gets really sore and it actually hurts. After you use this, you're gonna feel like everything inside has been dried up, and it's pretty much just shrinking. And after that, it takes some time for the skin to heal, and pretty much you're back to normal. So although it works really nicely, again, that limitation 80 tries is really disappointing. After your 80 tries are over, you have to exchange these tip cartridges, kind of like one of those blood testers which you stab your blood to see your blood levels, and you remove these chips, which basically all they contain is a semiconductor inside that counts. It basically goes, oh, I've used this once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, up to 80 times, and then it's going to go, oops, you can't use this anymore. And then, these indications light up blue to indicate how much more you have. If you're full, it means that you still have 80 to go, but when you're down to 0, it's going to start blinking and say you don't have any more. Then you have to buy these individual tips on stores, and it's going to cost around $30 for one of these, which gets really expensive over time, especially if you have a lot of acne, again, in different areas. And so it's a major problem. Luckily, there are people online on eBay and stuff that have figured out how to overcome the whole 80 limitation. Because if you're thinking about it, the only purpose of exchanging these tips is for Zeno to make more money. The tips actually don't do anything. They don't expire. It's just a piece of metal that's heating up. They just count 80 and then they reset back. There are people on eBay that can actually reset this for you by plugging this into a little dock, and then you can actually purchase one of those for around $50 for you to have unlimited access and limited use. I would really recommend this if you're planning on that, because it would extend this to basically a lifetime of usage, and that would really be helpful. Zeno is also releasing these products in different calibers. This is a traditional acne one. It's actually the most expensive. There's smaller versions that are more cheap, but they don't have replaceable tips. After you've used the tips, basically the device has to be discarded, and you have to throw it away. There's no way for you to use it again. But that doesn't apply to this model, which is the most expensive model of device yet. Overall, does it work? Yes. And is the change afterwards really dramatic? It is very dramatic. But again, if you're in the process of always developing new acne, I think it really just forces you to take a look at your surroundings and how to change your lifestyle, rather than keep on popping your acne, because each acne that you use on this is going to cost more and more and more, unless again you can use unlimited access to this device. But it does work for those occasional acne that are really large and out of control, and you want to get rid of completely and immediately. But overall, I think that the price tag is just really high, and for the average consumer that isn't going to go digging on how to hack into this thing, or they're always going to buy new cartridges after new cartridges, it doesn't become very economical at all. It's very expensive. It becomes a very premium solution to something like acne, which really it's just a problem with both your maybe sanitation and maybe with the living conditions, again, exercise and stuff like that. But again, the Zeno is a pretty cool product as an electronic gadget. It's really innovative. It's a cool idea and concept. It's premium in the hand. It's a cool device. If you can find it for cheap, I would go for it. But at its current price tag and its current operation and styling, I would probably not recommend it for most people. But otherwise, thanks for watching this video review here at osandvtxreviews.com.